Hey, what's up? I'm Shelby and today I'm doing a things I dig right now video, so basically a favorites video, but my favorites don't change on a month-to-month basis. I'm just not that interesting of a person, but I still want a way to be able to like show you guys the things that I'm into because I enjoy favorites videos. So here are the things that I dig right now video, rather than just like old fashion, because I don't know, I don't like watching ones that are old fashion even though I love fashion so much. So I'm gonna break it up into little sections. So I've got fashion, beauty, podcasts, TV shows, blah 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 blah, and books. I'm gonna go through it really quick because favorites can get really boring. So starting with fashion, probably the thing that I've been the biggest into like in the past month or two has been grey on grey. And the second fashion trend that I've been loving lately has been sneakers. I'm so late on the bandwagon. I think it's because it's just hit winter here, so now I can actually wear them and it's not like super hot. So then on to beauty. If you haven't noticed, I have one lipstick that I've been wearing for pretty much every single one of my videos, and this is why I don't do favorites videos. Like once I like something, I kind of stick with it. So the lipstick that I have been so obsessed with for the last like, I don't know, 4 months or so of my life and wearing consistently every single weekend is the one that I'm wearing right now, the Australis Velour Lips in Paris. My second beauty favorites are Australis as well, and they're the Australis Metallics eyeshadow. So I think one was actually limited edition. I got it on a big sale on Australia Day ages ago. Didn't use it for so long, and lately I have been literally obsessed with them. They're so incredibly pigmented. I sound like such a beauty guru. They're so pigmented and they look freaking amazing. I will show you. This is the first one, which is more of a like bronzy kind of color. It's called Bronzance or Bronzance, whatever. It doesn't pick up how pigmented it is, but they literally glide on and the glitter properly comes out. Like it looks shimmery as hell. The second one that I have is the Guns N' Rose Petals, and it's a really similar color, but it's just super light and not quite as bronzy. So it's good for the inner corner and it's just as amazing. I'm going to show you them on my very pale wrist so you can actually get an idea of how pigmented they are, because that just is not showing up as well as they actually show up. They are so beautiful. If I turn the lights down, you can kind of see it a bit more. So in the last, I would say like 4 to 5 months or so, I've been getting into podcasting, and if you're not yet into the podcast scene, then you need to get on it. In the last like year or so, podcasting has grown a lot. I listen to podcasts on the drive to and from work, and I also listen to them like when I'm doing my makeup and stuff. It's just like easy listening in the background. I feel like I'm learning something and being super productive during those times where you kind of feel like you're wasting time. So the podcast that I've been into, the first one, if you have started listening to podcasts, you're gonna know it. It's Serial. Serial is probably like the best way to get into podcasts. It's like so incredibly addictive. I binge listened to it, so it was a serious 3 days of like wake up, eat breakfast, listen to Serial, drive to work, listen to Serial, drive from work, listen to Serial, have my dinner whilst listening to Serial. I listened to Serial like whilst going to bed. It's about this murder case that happened ages ago. The guy was convicted and it wasn't a very solid case against him, although I know some might argue that it was a very solid case against him. And it's this chick basically revisiting the entire case and analysing all the details and figuring out whether this guy is actually guilty of the murder. She goes into so much detail. She interviews everyone that was involved at the time, like finds out things that were never brought up in court. Oh, it's just so interesting. So if you haven't listened to Serial yet, then you should get on it. I'd assume a lot of you guys have, but for those of you who aren't aware of what it is, that you are in for like a treat. It's gonna be great, and I am excited for you personally. I'm pumped for you to get into the podcast. Keep me updated when you get into it. Just like comment me and be like, I'm up to this part. Seriously, that's what I was doing to my friend that recommended it to me. Like, what is happening? Who did it? Was it Adnan? So the next podcast that I've been listening to a lot is Being Boss, which is on a very different tone to Serial. It's actually a podcast for creative entrepreneurs by these 2 ladies who own, I think, a web design and branding businesses. They both own different businesses. They're basically like coaching you through like creative entrepreneurship and like starting your own business and everything like that. I don't have a business, but I have YouTube. I have, since I was little, been into things like this. Like I've read businessy books. I don't share it very much on here, but I freaking love their podcast. If you are someone who is interested in like growing a business online or just like generally doing something creative, I would recommend this podcast. The next podcast that I'm into is pretty similar. Well, not really, it's just in the same genre. It's SPI, so Smart Passive Income, by this guy called Pat Flynn. I feel like it's very much like an old man well, not old man, but like 30-year-old guy kind of podcast to listen to, but I really enjoy it. Basically, Pat Flynn is this guy who he sells things on these websites, so ebooks and guides and stuff like that, and he is making like upwards of 100k a month doing that, and he interviews just a lot of entrepreneurs that are online and selling stuff and making a living just like doing what they're into through their websites or YouTube channels or podcasts, whatever, and earning like a passive income, although I don't think any income is really that passive. So give Smart Passive Income a listen if that's the sort of thing that you're into. So TV shows that I've been into lately. The first one is kind of lame, but I love it. It's about a chick that becomes a zombie and she like can't tell anyone. She only has one person that she's told, the guy that she works with. She works in a morgue so that she can eat brains. So smart. And there's just a couple that are meant to be and everyone knows they're meant to be. They just never get together. Like it's always just this long drawn out thing. That is what keeps me interested in TV shows. Like I am that kind of person, and that is the kind of storyline that they have in iZombie. I think that's why like I'm still so into it. So books, there is The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte. If anything, it's a good reminder that you should be like doing what makes you feel good. It sounds like a really simple, obvious message, but it's something that we forget from time to time. We do things because we think that we're supposed to do those things. We do things because our friends do things. We do things because everyone on social media is doing things. And we just forget to do exactly what makes us feel good. So it's all about finding out like what do you desire, like what are your desired feelings, and then working towards reaching that desired feeling. And I've been reading it over breakfast and it's like resonating with me every time. And last up, I have YouTubers. I have 3 YouTubers that I've been really into lately. So the first one is Lavendare. I hope I said that name right. Her YouTube channel is literally all about like productivity, feeling good, living a beautiful life is like her thing. I've been addicted to watching her videos. She's just so calming and soothing. I haven't really seen many channels like hers, like a young person especially doing like personal growth and development. Ugh, I love it. I'm so impressed by her channel, so I will link that in the description down below. The second one that I've been into is To The Nines. You probably heard of To The Nines. I just love both of those girls' style. They are so on point. They do heaps and heaps of lookbooks and all their outfits are like relatively minimal. And in the same minimal theme, there is Dahe, and her whole channel, I swear to God, you know those minimalistic Instagram themes? I swear her whole channel is like embraces that minimalist culture. She is killing it. So that is it for the stuff that I am digging right now. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Facebook and like me on Instagram. Wait, follow me on Instagram and like me on Facebook. And I will see you soon.